Before we get into today's video, I do have to say, if you're a parent who works from home and you've got your kiddo who's like running in and out and you're like pulling your hair out, I gotta tell you, I'm there with you. Stay tuned towards the end of this video. You're gonna see exactly what I mean. But you know what? Life happens, we gotta move on. If you're just starting out as an aspiring coach, life coach, business coach, or a course creator from scratch, or you're restarting yourself from scratch, and you want to know the methodology that I have my coaching clients employ in order to build the house of their business success as a pro coach especially, well, this video is for you. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs who want their content marketing to convert content consumers into paying customers. Look, I've had 8 years of experience coaching what's become thousands of people in total, and a lot of what I've seen has led me to create this video about how to start a career as a professional coach. I'm going to show you the method to build the house of your business success, from the foundation to each of the major floors of that house, right here in this video. And trust me, if you're an entrepreneur who has a business, once you've adopted the proper mindset, but if you don't run your business right, your results are going to be like you're the entrepreneurial homeless. So let me help you build the house of your business success nice and big, okay? But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get the help that entrepreneurs like you need to succeed with content marketing that drives traffic to your business so that you could do more business. I recently did a video entitled Before You Become a Professional Coach, which is part of my Professional Coach Business Startup Series playlist on YouTube. And you'll want to make sure that you see that video and that playlist and all of the videos on that playlist. The previous video in this series gives you advice about the most important foundational and pervasive decision that you need to make before moving any further in terms of launching or relaunching your career as a professional coach and or course creator, where you create organic content to market to your business on YouTube and or really anywhere else that you'd like to have a presence on so that you can be found in search by your ideal customer. So you gotta watch that video after this one. Now, let's get more into how to start a career as a professional coach. Part 1, make your foundational decision. You do want to decide who your ideal customer is. And the previous video in this series, again, before you become a professional coach, is going to help you do that, as will another video I previously made, which is an incredible deep dive into your ideal customer and a formula that you need to run to create your X factor that will attract them and distinguish yourself from any seemingly similar creator or coach out there compared to you. And that video containing that crucial formula is called How to Start as a Professional Coach. You really don't want to miss that video, because what I discuss in this video here is really going to be fleshed out in terms of that X factor formula even more there. But if you're going to start an actual career formally as a professional coach, that's cool. My overall method starts with you picking out your specific audience member or ideal customer that you're creating your content for, both free and paid. Your X factor super quick, or your unique value proposition, or UVP, is going to be what your content, both free and paid, does for your ideal customer as the specific people they are with the specific needs that they have. So you need to nail that material first before you launch a career as a pro coach, because if you don't, you're going to be the millionth Tony Robbins, Dr. Brene Brown, Oprah, whatever, and you're going to drown in the sea of sameness that's out there on YouTube, on Facebook or Instagram, on fill-in-the-blank platform, and you're gonna go nowhere fast, no matter how much you stream, no matter how many videos you upload, etc. And I don't want to see you start a career where the foregone conclusion is that you fail to get an audience for your free content, fail to get people to sign up on your email list, fail to get paid customers. So these are decisions that you need to make who is your ideal customer, which is not everyone or everyone who has a very high level and broad problem or challenge, because otherwise you'll never rank your content in search on any platform. You'll never stand out if anyone were to find you. And what are you going to serve up that little to no one else out there is serving up to them with your content? What makes your content different in a way that serves that very specific person's needs in a very specific way that they're actually surprised searching for on, say, a platform like YouTube, for example, which is only the second largest search engine on earth. So what's your UVP or unique value proposition too? Once you've made those two decisions, everything that you do will be shot through the lens of that ideal customer and their need or desire. From indirectly like your business's branding to directly like the content that you create for organic marketing purposes and the keywords and hashtags that you use to optimize your content or index it for search on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc. But this is just part one of the method that I teach when I coach students about how to start a career as a professional coach. Part 2, set up the first floor properly. And that first floor of your career as a professional coach of your business, that's proper branding. That's a multi-headed hydra to slay, but lucky you, I have an entire professional coach branding basic series playlist for you that will coach you all YouTube style to make the proper arrangements with respect to everything that will serve up the proper branded experience that will consciously and or subconsciously compel your ideal customer towards you all the more. Sometimes they'll pick up on a branding element and they'll recognize it and appreciate it, and you, making them more likely to follow or subscribe, more likely to consume your organic content, and more likely to support your channel, you as a creator financially, or both. They'll buy your paid offerings, not just get on your email list to scoop up the freebies. And sometimes they can't put their finger on why they like you so much over anyone else they've encountered all day, but those kind of hidden branding elements, well, they'll cause your ideal customers to still happily subscribe or follow, consume your content, and sooner or later give you the financial support you need to have a successful career as a pro coach, life coach, course creator, what have you. Branding works. It's impactful. You can't skip it. You're an entrepreneur with a business. You want to start treating it like one. I mean, that's definitely part of how to start a career as a professional coach. Then there's part 3, set up the second floor with pros. You're not likely a lawyer or a tax professional or both, odds are. But sooner or later, you need to line those professionals up to help you set up your business properly in terms of legal compliance and tax purposes. If you want income, you've got to be prepared to receive it properly, account for it properly, and be registered to collect funds and pay your taxes, because you don't want to be busted during a random tax audit. And you know what? I don't want you to DIY or do it yourself when it comes to setting up a business entity or filing your tax returns as a business owner. I want you to be prepared to need those people and to delegate out tasks to them when the time is right. That may be now or it may be later, but either way, stop treating yourself like just a content creator who might make some money, and more like a strategic entrepreneur who's ready not just to build a business, but build it big. So just like other entrepreneurs, you're going to have a team to help you guide and support your business where necessary, so it can grow and grow properly. Think big, act big, and sooner or later you'll be big as a coach. And you'll be ready to prove all of those naysayers wrong who were begging you to get a real job. Most successful entrepreneurs far out earn people working their faces off as someone else's employees. So you're on the right track. Just remember, real entrepreneurs happily hand off big, important tasks to professionals to keep their businesses nice and strong and running properly, so that you don't ever miss a write-off you're entitled to, and you don't overpay on your taxes, and so that the likelihood of you being busted during an audit, random or not, are super small. And you'll come out of the other side doing just fine. If you want to know how to start a career as a professional coach, you gotta understand you're an entrepreneur with a business, And it doesn't make sense to turn a blind eye to certain aspects of that business. In fact, the more you treat your business like a business and respect it like a business, then the more likely it is that it will pay you like a business. Want to know how to increase the chances of getting paid in terms of not just having people buy your paid offerings, but you entering into partner programs, getting donations, getting people to support your YouTube channel or send you money through Patreon, buy merch and more? Well, here comes part 4, up-level the house of your success. When you first move into a house in real life, you may not have everything you want when you first move in, and or everything may not be all the way you'd want it from day one. But that doesn't mean that over time you can't add to what you've currently got going on or in any way improve it, right? So when you're starting a business as a professional coach, you might be creating content and wish you had more content than what you already do have, but no sweat. In time, you'll build up a body of work for your ever-increasing audience of ideal customers to enjoy. But I don't want you to grind your face off creating content on any given platform, because that's not likely itself gonna up-level your experience as an entrepreneur. In fact, you might end up just feeling like a hamster on a wheel, running like crazy, but ultimately getting nowhere. Then you'll be likely frustrated because you handled the branding, you've set yourself up like a business, but you're not growing an audience or much of one, and you might be feeling kind of, entrepreneurially speaking, house poor. Like you have a well-branded business, you're all set up to do business, but there's no business coming in, even if you do have a body of work that keeps growing. How do you up-level your career as a pro coach so you go from a business that feels house poor to one that's the functional equivalent of, say, a mansion? Well, to up-level your content, that's going to take time and experience. You get better at doing the thing by doing the thing. But that aside, I keep saying this all the time on this channel, and I'll keep saying it. You need to understand how to optimize your organic content so that it can be found and searched by your ideal customer who's looking for the specific type of content that you're serving up for people just like them. That means a few things, like getting savvier about optimizing your content with the proper keywords. That'll help you not just on YouTube, but anywhere on social media where you're posting video clips and other types of social posts to increase awareness of you as a coach, of your channel, and driving traffic from social media platforms to your, say, YouTube channel, one video that you promote at a time. It might also mean getting savvier about hashtags so that you can properly index your organic content, your relationship marketing-based content, to be found on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It might also mean looking at your business analytics or insights for each platform so that you can see whether your content is being consumed by the right audience, if they like or don't like certain types of content you publish, and so on. It might also mean, in fact, there's no might, this is a definite, it means that you have to get really good at reviewing your YouTube Creator Studio analytics so that you can keep making adjustments in terms of your video-based content so that each new piece of content performs better and better as a result. The better your content performs once it is found in search on a platform, from YouTube to any social media platform, well, the bigger your audience grows over time. The more views you get, the more subscribers and followers you earn, the more repeat visits you get from your satisfied customers, the more of a committed community you have, the faster you qualify to get into partner programs, and the faster you learn the know, like, and trust necessary to purchase your paid offerings. The more likely it is over time that when you get a call to action like shop the drop or buy my merch or support my channel or support me on Patreon, that people will actually do it. Because look, surprise, you don't just randomly throw content up on a platform and just ignore the analytics. If you do that, you'll never see how to improve your content. You're really not building blindly. You shouldn't anyway. You have to know where to look. You must be willing to look at the data, at the analytics, to consume that data and make data-driven decisions moving forward. That's how to start a career as a professional coach and build a successful business, one piece of ever-improving content at a time, one satisfied ideal customer at a time, and eventually one paid customer at a time too. So listen, I want to hear from you. Which part of the building process intimidates you the most and why? Comment below. I do read your comments. In the meantime, if you want more help in terms of distinguishing yourself from the crowd and increasing your trustworthiness in the eyes of your niche, I actually have a freebie for you to pick up called 10 Reasons Why You're Viewed as a Fake Guru and How to Gain Credibility and Customers Instead. And you can pick it up at don'tbeafakeguru.com. The link for you to score that freebie guide is in the show notes or the description down below. There you have it. You now have my answer when it comes to the subject of how to start a career as a professional coach. Need more help? Be sure to check out these 2 awesome videos too, because they'll teach you great content marketing strategies that can also help to blow up your business. Enjoy.